Hello, my name is Sean McMillan, and today I'd like to introduce you to some of the classes that I love to teach. Now, one of the best classes, the class that I love to teach, is graphic design. But in graphic design, it's not just image manipulation, and it's not just learning how to do digital art. It comprises a lot more than that. In graphic design, basically we will immediately get the students working together collaboratively in project-based learning. The reason why is because I could, of course, lecture and share about my experiences as a professional graphic and web designer, but instead what I like to do is give the students a problem, give them a project, and they immediately get to working on it together. They get their hands in there, and as they start trying to make something happen, immediately they will run into problems, immediately they will get stuck, and then they're willing to listen. And so at that point, then I will guide them and help them to reach towards an end goal. And in the process of trying to make a deliverable, a product, or a presentation that communicates their ideas or create a solution that solves a problem for a client, they will themselves will learn how to solve problems and how to create creative solutions. Students will also learn what it's like to work a career as a creative. And that could be anything from advertising to marketing to video to photography to even engineering or designing original solutions to common problems. So whether they want to be an entrepreneur or an artist, these fundamentals are really critical. So I always start with graphic design. Now, another of my favorite classes is game design, concept art, and programming. In this class, students learn all about the different kinds of game design careers that are out there, and they learn everything from game mechanics. So we'll actually create our own board game, and students will learn how to create rules and mechanics that allow for strategic play among players. And then through that, they will also learn college-level materials like game theory, which is how to find the best strategy in a competitive environment. And students will learn all about artificial intelligence and the fundamentals of how computers think and algorithms, things like this. After they have a fundamental understanding of game mechanics, then we can also get into game concept art. And so my students that are more artistically inclined or love to draw, I'll teach them the fundamentals of drawing, concept art, how to sketch really well, how to draw very well, and how to design their own characters, design their own 3D models and animation, and they'll also learn the fundamentals of animation if they are more artistically inclined. And then for students that are a little bit more technically inclined, I will actually get them into programming in a game design environment like Game Maker Studio. And so they'll actually start developing and programming in multiple languages and learning to use software to bring pixel art in and make a basic platformer and some other kind of simple video games. And so this is everything they need to be able to continue a career in game design or to just to be able to better appreciate the games that they're already playing. We find that students learn far more from games than they do from lectures. And so we will get them playing games, we will get them creating games. I always tell them the only thing more fun than fun is designing fun. And so they will design their own games and they will make their own puzzles. And if you think puzzles are hard, imagine trying to make a puzzle or trying to play a game that doesn't have any rules and you're making up the rules as you play the game. And so it gets them thinking really hard. I love when I see the students struggling and thinking and focused. Now we'll not only have students designing games, but I've already worked with my previous students to simulate political science simulations that allow them to try to solve world problems on an epic scale. So we have what we call Alliance, the political science megagame. In this game, up to 72 students can come together as 20 different national teams, and each one is role-playing as a prime minister, a secretary of defense, or a lead scientist. And together they have 4 hours, very intense hours, to try and solve all the world's problems while dealing with trade, economic issues. They will have to maneuver militarily, and they are working with saboteurs and people with secret agendas. And it's a very, very intense game that teaches them how to work with other people, how to communicate, how to have wisdom and discern what people's true motives and intentions are. And so it's really fun. We've already held quite a few events using just this game alone. This game has been played in New York, it's being played in Ohio, and the most recent game was held at University of Houston, and the next game will be held at Rice University. But I also let students play it in class because I find that these simulations really teach them in a way that's very different than typical lecture or reading books. They learn themselves how difficult it is to work with people and solve problems. Another very popular class is how to build a YouTube community. And so in this class, students will come together and they will create their own YouTube channel, and they will learn how to record good video. They will learn how to edit that video, and they may even learn how to add motion graphics to that video, and basically how to build a brand, whether that include using logos or some kind of special graphics or themes. The students themselves will come up with something that they want to communicate to an audience and learn how to build that audience and learn how to maintain a relationship with their customers, their audience, or their users. And so it's a really fun class. We get to produce a lot of video, and basically the class will go in any direction that the students decide to take that class. But of course, we will learn how to utilize the resources that are available to us, like mobile devices, in order to create really professional level videos and graphics. My classes, they're all about project-based learning. Students are always doing. It's never about just sitting and listening. I may lecture from time to time, but only to introduce them to things that are truly novel or they've never heard of before. And they will also learn to appreciate the process of learning, how to enjoy reaching towards a goal. The students themselves will set what it is they actually want to do from time to time. For myself, I have a lot of professional experience as an illustrator, a game designer, and web and graphic designer. And so I have a lot to draw from, and I have a lot of digital skills. But it's not really about what I know, but really more about teaching the kids, teaching the students how to find the resources that they need to learn the things that they want to learn, and how to successfully manage your time, manage your resources, and how to balance learning, studying, and producing. This day and age, it's not enough to just know how to get a high grade on the test, but you need to be able to show projects that display your ability to work with others and how to communicate. The key to having a good class is you really have to create a comfortable, creative atmosphere where students are very comfortable to present their ideas and to be able to collaborate with other people. It takes you really have to mold that atmosphere, and you really have to build up and encourage the students to be creative. A lot of students think that they're not creative, but creativity takes all types of forms and shape. A student may not be able to draw, but they may be able to communicate. A student may not be able to communicate, but they may have the technical skills that a good communicator might not have. And so it's all about working together as a team and utilizing each individual student's individual abilities in a way that makes a cohesive working team. Students will work in teams of 3 to 4, sometimes they'll work in even larger teams. The projects always vary depending on what skills I see among the students. And we will develop their skills, and students will be able to go in the direction that they want to take. Giving the students a sense of agency, letting them see that they have power over their own education, that they can go in any direction they want. We really try to make the classroom as engaging and as fun as a game. When you play a game, you know that the end goal is possible. Nobody would ever make a game that was impossible to win, right? And so there's this ultimate positivity, this kind of like, even though it's so difficult and so challenging, I will try and try again because I know it's possible to win. In the same way, in the classroom, I'm not lecturing them so much, but I am setting a direction and giving them a vision towards a goal. And then when they get lost and confused, then I will help them to understand if they're using their resources properly, help them to find the thing that they're missing, or just help them guide them to start finding the solution themselves. In this way, the students are always engaged, always having fun, and always doing something that interests them. And so I look forward to teaching your students, and I hope that they can be able to sign up for our classes here at Techno Chaos.